Hey everybody, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with another project for Vicky Booten design team. I am using actually some leftovers of a page that I started and took apart with the Storyteller collection. So I already have a couple photos here that you can see I have layered with some pattern paper. I have some punched out circles from the Storyteller, and I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I really wanted to use this black paper for the background because I love the texture that it has with the kind of torn pieces there in the corners. So I'm going to just cut some strips here from different papers in the collection and rip along the edge for each of them. And so I'm just trying to find a bit of a good variation of the different colors. And I'm going to trim them each down to about a 7-inch strip and then just kind of keep ripping and trimming down each of the strips layer to just make a bit of a, almost like a waterfall effect there in the middle. So I have yellow, I have a little bit of a coral, this red color, and a little strip of rainbow I had left over from a different project that I am going to cut down as well to 7 inches. And I'm going to use all of those pieces there, and then a whole lot of embellishments that I want to use to do some layering. So I'm going to just kind of get this going here along the middle of my page. I'm just trying to figure out what order I want to put the papers down in. And I'm going to rip off a little more paper there and just start sticking some things down together. And you can see I have just like a little bit of a block there of torn strips. And I decided it was a little too clumped close together. So what I'm going to do is just kind of stick the first 2 strips down and then tuck the other ones in just underneath so that it really kind of expands the length of it instead of it being so compressed. And then I actually had this tag that you can see I've already embellished from the layout that I ripped these photos off of, and I'm using Vicky's. There's some washi, a die cut sticker, as well as the chipboard letters on there. And I'm going to use that for my title still because I kind of liked how that looked. I'm going to do one more little strip here of that floral paper just to bring some flowers in. And then I want to use some washi. I really like using the washi for little layering elements. You can really easily tuck it in or over top as I'm doing here to some layers of paper underneath the tag, maybe beside a photo. So I'm just ripping off some little pieces and I'm going to add them kind of in and around some of those papers here in that middle kind of section. I did put that straight down, but I am going to rip it off really quick, which is the great thing about washi, and add it to the top of a chipboard sticker and then stick that underneath a little bit here underneath that tag. Okay, so now that I kind of have the base of what I'm doing done, I want to add a whole bunch of embellishments around that title and my photos. So initially I grabbed some of the layered butterflies from Storyteller and thought about putting those down. And I had a leaf here that I'd already fussy cutted. So I decided, no, I'm going to do a few flowers beside here instead of butterflies, because I've done a lot of butterflies lately. And so I'm going to cut out a couple more leaf clusters, I guess you're going to call it, from that one pattern paper scrap that I have. I think I'm going to cut about 4 of them, 2 for each side, just to kind of get a good variation. They're really good size actually to tuck in the little clusters there that we're going to make. So I have about 4, and then I thought I was going to do the same thing with these smaller flowers here off this paper. So I'm just going to cut 2 of these ones, and that's going to add just a little bit more color in that photo area. Even though there's like the yellow that's on the photos, it's kind of still a little dark with the green leaves and the butterflies. So I just thought the little touch of pink would add a little bit extra around the photos. So I'm going to cut 2 of the smaller flowers out really quickly. It doesn't take long. I love fussy cutting. It's kind of therapeutic for me, so I don't have a problem with it. If you didn't want to do that, you could absolutely use some of the die cuts from the ephemera pack as an alternative, because there is some really nice pretty florals in that as well. However, if you want to cut out a few of these flowers, they're really great and nice size too. They're not really super small and finicky, so they're very easy to cut out. So although I have my butterflies kind of already in place, I am just going to add foam behind the flowers and just tuck them in. Those stems, just tuck them kind of under. I don't want them to be like side by side on the page, so I'm going to have one just slightly lower and one a little bit higher. And then I'm going to tuck my like floral sprigs, I'm going to call them, these leafy areas, kind of up and around the flowers, just to fill in some of the gaps. So the gaps between the photos or the gaps between the tag, I just kind of want to fill in those areas and really extend it beyond that central kind of block that I created with those torn papers. So letting kind of the flower embellishments kind of flow over into the black background. I still want to use the butterflies though, so I'm going to add a couple of these here just to the middle section, just to again cover off some of those edges. And I am going to add just a little foam adhesive, just the tiniest amount inside each of the wings of the butterflies, and stick those down. So I want to add a few more stickers. So I have these fun flowers that are on the die cut sticker sheets. So this brings in a lot more yellow to the page, which is good. So just trying to add little more pops of color. And stickers are a really great way to do that, because especially a sheet like this, there's a lot of variations of things that are on there. You have text and hearts and arrows and photo tabs. There's lots of fun things you can do. I thought about using some of these other sticker sheets and chipboard. I love the tickets on the chipboard sheets and one of the labels as well, so I'm going to use that. And I thought about using the puffy stickers as well as a smaller sticker pack, but I decided against it. Although I love the smaller sticker pack, it just, to me, I had already added enough. You can see here all the little tiny bits that I have added, especially onto that title tag. Really, the embellishments in this collection go a long way. You can mix and match all the different pieces and make a really fun, pretty page with not a lot of effort. I did add some chipboard and stickers along the top edge of my photo, onto the tag itself, and really not a hard way to combine a lot of different elements. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.